I think plenty of us out there have known the power of the Asian scene alongside the Indian scene. Yes, India, we lap them in with the entire Asian scene out there. I thought, why not dedicate an entire video, a short video at that, to touch on the exact power of the future of esports that region might exactly have. I'm going to talk to you guys about organizations that have already tried or will be trying to enter those scenes, and for good reason. If you guys are a longtime viewer of this channel, one of my most favorite moments in the past is actually, I used to cover a lot of Indian stories, especially when it came to their CSGO roster, that being, of course, OpTic India, and with that, it almost became kind of a meme, a very frequent saying for all of the Indian viewers out there. I swear, each and every one of them would always comment or tweet me or DM me saying, "Much love from India," and I never understood exactly what it was. They were always so friendly. There was always so many of them, and now that power is finally coming to fruition as we see so many organizations at least attempting, and some in the future we probably do not know about, attempting to enter India and the Asian scene in general for a multitude of reasons. Obviously, there are billions of player base for potential future esports. That's a big thing. The viewer base is a big thing. PUBG Mobile is an even bigger thing, though, as we've heard those numbers, and first of which, the proof in the pudding is this. Last week we covered Fnatic. They are now entering for the first time the Indian scene. It will be for PUBG Mobile. Alongside that, they've already signed their team. We can expect some Fnatic Indian content coming in 2020. They even hinted at a gaming facility to be located inside the region. That's huge news. Fnatic is a European organization widely known for CSGO and League of Legends, a couple of others as well. They are very diverse, very well known, and now they enter India, an unknown market, which, by the way, last month we covered FaZe Clan doing the same thing. Their demographic more towards the more Eastern, more Asian regions out there, also for PUBG Mobile in the mobile market. We've already heard those numbers, which we'll talk about in a minute, but we have already two huge brands out there, Fnatic most recently, FaZe before them. FaZe apparently already signing members and management to try and get some teams together in the Asian scene, because we know that player base, we know those impressions have severe value, and now it's finally coming to light where all of these organizations, they might be in a mad rush to figure out how they can actually penetrate and use that giant market. We also talk about, like I did in the intro as well, unfortunately, some organizations were ahead of their time and maybe didn't handle it very well. That being OpTic, they actually went to India for Counter-Strike or CSGO. Unfortunately enough, they trialed thousands of people. Their 5 to 6 man roster included Forsaken. Forsaken was the first ever CSGO international player to be caught live on stage cheating in the entire program, and thus OpTic later on, even themselves, all shut down, and they shut down the Indian operation together on top of that. Now, OpTic had their own issues. I'm not saying what they did was exactly wrong, but it certainly could have been better. But that right there alone should be enough proof that organizations, ones we probably don't even know about as well, besides Fnatic, FaZe, OpTic, those are some gigantic brands, have been looking at the Asian and Indian market with a keen eye of what they can do in the future, and I cannot wait for those expansions. We're going to call FaZe Global. That's their eventual global expansion, because that brand is taking over, and we have 3 big names already. What is next is what I am very excited for. Now, I've already talked about PUBG Mobile, 400+ million players, and by the way, I believe in China, they're only playing on a beta. The full game is not yet released in that gigantic region. Alongside that, we look at PUBG Mobile in a general demographic out there, the numbers they are pulling is absolutely insane. Now, it's really cool to see as well when it comes to the mobile market, how they're going to actually blend into esports. I have no idea, but certainly another reason as to why these orgs are actually targeting these countries and regions is for PUBG Mobile. We look to one of their biggest events, actually their Mobile Open, I believe, is probably one of their biggest, and they actually had 35,000 teams compete in the most recent one a few months back. 35,000 teams of 4 players on their phones competing on teams separately to try and qualify across 10 regional qualifiers to the eventual finals for the event. It was, by the way, the team Seoul from India who did it and managed to qualify. The prize pools are nothing insane. This event's actually a pretty decent one. Besides that, though, PUBG Mobile prize pools are not quite there yet. The player base certainly is. 11,000 of those supposed 35,000 teams came from India, rumored alone. And so that is why we have organizations, Fnatic, FaZe, OpTic had their try. Other ones we probably do not know about. They are trying to express the power of the Asian scene, which of course are known. They're known across League of Legends. They're known across the MOBAs, but there's select few games out there. But certainly the player base is both Asia alongside India. They are going to be expressed in esports in the future, and I cannot wait to see where these projects do go. So for all of you Indian and Asian fans out there, much love. Much love going your way. I cannot wait to see what organizations join the list that we've already talked about so far and expand globally into India and into Asia, as esports is an ever-growing thing out there, and I cannot wait to cover those expansions sometime soon. Those markets are crazy. The numbers are even crazier, and we will see how that can actually hopefully help the esports game and organizations thrive all together. Until next time, I hope you guys all enjoy breaking down news every single day here. If you guys have a story you want me to cover, feel free to drop me a DM, drop me a comment down below. I will cover your story as soon as possible. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Much love.